Hey,
Oh,
hey,
hey.
look at us, everybody. Rambling
Again.
after dark, even though we said we never would. This
We
is
keep doing it.
Ramble, the Ramble podcast, the Geek's Guide to Pop Culture. We are the geeks. I would be comedian, cancer fighter. Um, what else, Eddie? Learning to play the guitar.
Nipple ring connoisseur.
Nipple ring sommelier.
Oh, yeah,
Jerry
sommelier.
Rocha.
Nipple
Yeah,
ring
nipple ring
sommelier.
sommelier,
Yeah,
Jerry
yeah,
Rocha.
yeah.
Right over there, we
yeah.
have the one and only, my brother.
Comedian Eddie Pence.
Look at this. Well,
Podcaster,
yeah,
and
come on.
among
There's
other
a
things.
little more than
I do
that.
lots.
There's
I
a
do
little
other
more than
things
that. There's
too.
a little more than that.
I
too.
do other
Eddie,
things. Pube shaver. I'm a pretty decent
Eddie
pube
marries
shaver.
people, and he
Yeah, I do marry
also
people.
pierces penises.
I do. I pierce
Why
the
don't you
penis,
pierce anything
labia.
else?
I do
Why don't you
labia.
why just those two?
I just genitals. Just mostly genitals.
Why genital? I mean, you must get offered. Like you do nipples.
Softer
can you
skin.
do-
It's softer skin.
Okay. You don't do no. No one asks for.
No, it's too tough. Maybe that's hard. That's thick.
All
That's
right,
tough.
yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. You want in
I'm
and out.
squeamish.
So this is Tuesday. Ramble Radio 457. When did they bury
Ooh.
us, Eddie? When did they say we weren't going to make it?
6?
Six. Look at that. And here we are, 451 later. This is
Oh,
Ramble 457.
beautiful.
Email the Ramble, ramble at the
Do it.
ramble.com. Subscribe to us.
Please.
Give us a 5-star rating, a positive text review wherever you get your podcasts.
Right.
Email us the ramble at the Ramble Tube. Our Twitter handle at podcast Ramble1, Instagram just at podcast
Sure.
Ramble, YouTube
That
the
one.
Ramble Tube. We have our T Public merch page. Fuck, what else do you need from us?
I don't know.
What else do you need from us? And today we want to talk about, because we still haven't seen it yet, because again, like we told you at the end of Friday's Ramble Radio,
Yes.
we have pre-recorded these. So
So Transformer 1 is out in the
out,
world.
Is out. I'm assuming it's a kid's movie, just from the look of it and feel of it.
From the
which I'm
trailer,
okay
it seems
with.
like kids.
I'm
Yeah,
okay with it.
which
Good.
is fine.
That's fine.
Because I was a kid when I saw Transformers.
Transformers '86 was technically a kid's movie, even though
Technically,
in hindsight,
it
you know,
made a man out of you. Made a man out of you.
real quick. But it was what we want to talk about before because we haven't seen it yet. Our Cody has seen it. Alt-right Cody, who is not with
No.
us, our film critic.
Sure.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
That's what he gave it.
He gave it a thumbs up.
He said it's a good movie. He said it's definitely a kids movie. He
Right.
said it's really good. He said it's good. He
And this is coming from the ultimate Uber Transformer fan, Cody
Villafana. Cody Villafana's on number one. But yeah, he thinks it's the best one since Bumblebee.
Okay. Well, it's not hard.
Not hard at all.
Because Beast, the
Yeah,
Rise of the Beast was
Terrible. He thought Bumblebee was a little bit better.
Yeah.
He thinks
Okay.
his gumption is he thinks Chris Hemsworth was completely miscast as Optimus. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Well, that's what I heard. That's what I thought when I heard it. I'm like, really?
Right.
Hemsworth?
Okay.
Why? Okay.
Remember, it was going to be George
You can't get
Clooney.
anybody close to Peter Cullen?
Remember
Nobody
George
close?
Clooney first was going to be Optimus. Remember that rumor when Michael
Yeah.
Bay was doing it was going to be Clooney? That would have been okay. Hey, who knows? But so let's talk about the Transformers. More than meets the eye. Robots in disguise. What? For me, that
I think people
really-
forget the phenomenon that was Transformers.
They really forget how it.
I think it's
absolutely,
forgotten.
No pun intended. Changed the game.
Yeah.
And were GoBots before or right around the same time or a little after?
I want to like my memory's foggy back then because I was only in like
Yes.
I think
I
fourth
know.
grade.
And I was a grade or two.
You were younger
back.
than me,
Yeah.
so I think I just have a memory of kids having GoBots in school before Transformers, like kids bringing
Me
them
too.
to school.
Yeah, and I didn't hate the GoBots. I know GoBots are shit on.
No, I thought Leader 1 was cool, Psykill's
yeah.
cool.
Cycles.
They were what was cool about GoBots as opposed to Transformers is they were all so small that you could take them to school and play with them.
It was so easy.
And there was only
So-
literally like one or two moves to transform them into the robot and then back into.
Yep.
And my parents were more apt to buy me a GoBot because they were significantly cheaper
Far less
than a Transformer.
expensive. GoBots came first, by the way.
Did they?
Was,
Yeah.
It was GoBots. Yeah.
Leader 1 was
God,
cool. He was a cool
Leader One
Transformer.
was cool. But fuck, sadly, it didn't last long.
No.
Their reign at the top. I mean, dude, it was how could you? I mean, Transformers. How could you?
Transformers. The name's cool. The looks were cool. The song was cool.
Oh, the cartoon.
The cartoon just kicked ass.
Do you remember your first Transformer?
Yeah, it was Wheeljack. Oh wait. No, wait. Who was the? No,
Done
who was
dirty,
the?
by the way, Wheeljack. Didn't even get
Well,
a chance to fight for his
no,
life.
just got fucking taken.
You
That
find
wasn't
him, he's
Wheeljack. It was
fucking
who was the little green Jeep?
Hound.
No, no, not the army Jeep. He was just like this. He was like the size of Bumblebee, and it was a little green Jeep. And all you basically did was pull the wheels down. And there was legs, and the arms popped out to the
Oh,
side.
yeah. Roll bar.
Roll bar. Was it roll bar?
Yeah. Because he's the one that had the little tire on top of him, right? The little plastic tire was stuck on top of him.
I think so.
Google roll bar G1 Transformers. Yeah, yep, that's him. Because Hound was the much bigger Jeep. He was the army Jeep.
Yeah, Hound. I had him.
Or was it Brawn?
Brawn. It was Brawn. That's who it was. Brawn was my first Transformer.
Brawn
got him at Sears and Roebuck in the mall.
Fuck. You know, Brawn was the one that had the little wheel on top, the tire on top. Yeah, that was Brawn.
Yeah.
Also done dirty. Maybe done the dirtiest.
Took
one shot to the shoulder and he was dead.
He was done. There's Brawn.
Yeah.
That was my first.
A great one. He took one hit to the shoulder, and that's all it took.
Done dirty. And to be named Brawn and be taken out with a shot to the shoulder, it's kind of, what are you doing? Why are you disrespecting Brawn in such a way?
Brutal disrespect.
But again, made a man out of you. Made a man out of you.
Learned you to avoid that shit real quick.
Yeah.
Mine was Bumblebee, and then, like, a month later, I got in a surprise because I think my mom won at bingo. That's how I knew I was always going to get like that. Every time I had a new toy or video game, like, oh shit, mom won at bingo. Like that, I just knew.
Right.
And mom, she was pretty good. She'd win like once a month. Wasn't bad.
Not bad.
Not half bad odds. She would win at bingo like once a month. She was blowing dudes. I prefer to look
whatever
at
it takes to get you Transformers.
Right.
Was the right thing to do.
I want to hope it was, may God rest her soul, I hope it was winning at bingo.
Right.
Not sucking.
But if blowing dudes got you better Transformers, I mean.
Not upset.
Not upset at it.
I mean.
You get Shockwave from a BJ? Who's upset at that?
Who's upset at that?
Mom comes home wiping her lips, hands you Shockwave. Do you care? No. You're ripping that fucker open.
Oh, exactly.
It's a laser gun and a robot.
And all mom had to do was just blow some guy. Come on.
Whatever.
I mean.
Worth it.
Yeah, let me write this down. Mom comes home, wipes her lips, and hands you Shockwave. I mean, amazing. But yeah, mine was Bubble, and then like a month later, it was Skywarp.
Ooh, yeah.
And it was so cool.
That was the purple and black one, right?
That's
he was
my
purple and black.
Seeker,
that was the best one.
For that reason. And she gave me that. And first of all, my mom, it's just, she paid enough attention to know who the good guys and the bad guys were. She knew I had a good guy.
Right.
So she was like, well, let me get him a bad guy to fight.
Gotta have a bad guy.
I was, oh my God. All the fucking David and Goliath storylines I would cook up to have Bumblebee beat Skywarp. It was just
amazing.
Man, those were the fucking, man, it was like, I don't know if you remember, but I think I forgot which. I don't know if it was Devastator or Superion. I think it was Superion that I had the mail-in thing for. And like, I remember one of the two. I went to the local mailbox, and it was just like there was fucking letters hanging out. It was just the craze was just.
I think I've repeated this story before on the Ramble about when there was two different episodes. One when the Dinobots came out.
Oh my God! The only ones who stood a chance against Devastator.
And when the Constructicons came out.
Oh man!
Both times, my mom woke me up because she knew how much I wanted. We went to, I think there's this, I forgot what the store was. It wasn't I think there was a Toys R Us, but there's also, she had called ahead.
KB?
That week. It wasn't even a toy store. It was like one of those, like it was like a Murphy's. It was sort of like
Montgomery Ward, Woolworths kind of thing.
It was almost like a Kmart, but it wasn't called a Kmart. It was like a CW Murphy's or some weird store like that, where it was almost like a Walmart or a Kmart.
Right.
And she had called ahead to see when they're getting their shipments in for the Dinobots, right?
Oh man.
And So she called and she's like, they're getting them in 9 a.m. The doors open 9 a.m. on Saturday morning. She woke me up. We drove there at like 8:30. There was already a line of like fucking people around the door, and she took me and forced me all through the door through the people.
Right. You're
And
getting this.
and they had all the Dinobots in these bins just like piled on each other. So you had to like sift through them to find every Dinobot.
Did you
And
get
I was
one
sitting
or
there with my
two?
mom. What's that?
Which did you get? One? Did you get two? Were you able to?
We got two, one for me and one for my brother. And she was like, she was pulling. She's like, "Do you have this one?" And because I was trying to keep track of all the different Dinobots, and she was like, we were like, it was
Fuck.
a nightmare. And everybody was like pulling and grabbing, and the hardest
Still,
one to
that-
find was the pterodactyl. What was the pterodactyl's name?
Swoop.
Swoop was the hardest one to get.
Dude, I remember. I've told this story before too. Here, I think it was here, but that was my favorite. Still to this day, Legend of Zelda is my favorite video game property. I've gone to midnight launches, all that shit, right? For new video game consoles, for new movies, just waiting in the most excited I ever had been was a little bit different for us. The Dinobots came out when school ended.
Oh,
We found out that our local Target was getting them in after school and my mom picked me up from school. We raced over to Target. We ran in, and me and this other kid were the first ones there. And you had to run. They told you, if you're here for the Dinobots, you have to go to the toy section, right? And we ran to the toy section. And it was me and this other kid were the first ones. And then Eddie, within like 13 seconds, this fucking massive line shows up, right? And I remember the guy stalking him. The Target, you could tell he was like nervous and like stressed. Because he's like, this is like the biggest launch. I got to make this work. I can't fuck this up. And he's just boom, boom, boom. And he had like a box that was opened.
yeah.
And me and the kid just instinctively grabbed one and started helping him stock the shelves. Right.
Right.
And like, and he goes, all right. And he goes, you two. Get whatever one you want. Like, it was awesome. And we were like, oh! So that kid grabbed Grimlock and the Triceratops is my favorite dinosaur. So I was like, fuck, I had to get Slag first. And so,
Nice.
and that was, dude, I'll never forget that anticipation, just going and just being, fuck. And then another one was close. It was either, I forgot if it was my birthday or Christmas, but my aunt had taken me to a store after school. She had to run some errands, but they had a toy section. And here was my stupid move. I thought it was so slick, Eddie. Like, I would go to the toy section, and if there was like a Secret Wars character or a Transformer, anything that they only had one of, I would take it off the pin and then like go put it behind some other thing. Like, maybe tomorrow it'll still be there. And of course, never fucking. One time it worked. Dr. Fate for the Superpowers line.
Oh, nice.
Fate. It was Fate.
It was Fate. Dr. Fate.
That one stayed. I was like, holy shit! When I had enough allowance money, I was like, fuck it. I was like, oh shit, it was still there. But I remember going to that store and seeing Omega Supreme, and it was like, and I remember she was like, so anything here you might want for your birthday? It was, I think it's birthday, because I said Omega Supreme, and sure enough, there it was. I forgot it was birthday or Christmas, but I was like, it was like the one present my parents had gotten me, and I was like, great. It's all I need. I don't give a fuck. I just opened it. I was like, oh, it was. Oh,
How big was the original Omega Supreme?
It was pretty big.
Was it pretty big?
I want to say like.
Because you have an Omega Supreme, but you have the big one, right?
I'm Metroplex.
Oh, yeah, Metroplex, not Omega
Yeah,
Supreme.
I have the big ass
that's
Metroplex,
right.
but it was
Right.
like Omega Supreme was probably like fucking
Pretty big.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was fucking awesome. Like, and then
Nice.
who loses to him? Who does he lose to? That was the only problem. It's like having like, what am I gonna fucking?
He dominates everybody.
Right, he's just gonna come in I had to just make up shit for him for a reason to have to bring him out. It's like, what the fuck's this guy gonna do? Like, yeah, he's not. He's still the greatest name in all of
Omega
everything.
Supreme.
Omega Super. Jesus fucking Christ!
Come on, who beats Omega
Incredible.
Supreme?
That was it. It's just, man, and I remember, God, it's fascinating how much that captured us. Those fucking Transformer show, and then of course the movie, kids leaving the theater crying, fucking, it was. And I was like, man,
I remember
this.
I was so excited when the Insecticons came out.
Oh God, yeah.
And I wanted Kickback so bad, the grasshopper.
Yes.
Because he looks still transformed.
Kickback
He looks like
is still the coolest one.
he's still one of the coolest looking robot forms
with the little wings that are like
with the wings that go straight up.
They were like the translucent yellow, right? That was
And they were like silver and they go straight up.
Right. Wait, who's the one that had the translucent yellow wings? I'm gonna look that up. Because Kickback, the Grasshopper was my favorite.
There was Bombshell and Shrapnel.
Bombshell was the roach, right?
Bombshell was the beetle, or Shrapnel was the stag beetle, and then the Bombshell was the rhino. Bombshell was that one that was like the rhinoceros, the rhino beetle.
I don't think maybe I was imagining the yellow translucent wing, because it is Kickback is who I'm thinking of. Kickback was fucking great. Oh fuck, the Insecticons.
Oh, there they are.
There they are. Look at that crew. God damn, and there's Kickback.
Kickback is still one of my favorite looking.
He's an amazing looking Transformer. Kickback. God damn, that is. Ugh. And then the Triple Changers came out. Remember how exciting
the
that
train.
was?
There's a train, a space shuttle.
Astro Train, Blitzwing, and Springer, I think, were the first ones.
I think that was the beginning of Transformers starting to jump the shark. I think that was kind of just sort of like the point where it's just like, you know what?
Didn't they put him in giant human costumes for a minute near the end?
Did they?
I thought there was something really stupid like that.
I forget. Insecticons was the last time I remember. To me, that was sort of like towards the end of my
right.
I was always a fan, but like my obsession with them was sort of like Insecticons was sort of towards the end.
Well, it would have dwindled for me, but Skylynx brought it all back.
Yeah.
That was such a great figure. Skylynx was so fucking awesome. Oh my god. Well, wait, I'm telling you, man, these memory lane ones, Eddie. Fucking, I want to just go to a Target now. Target.
I want to find my Kickback. I want my Kickback.
Dude.
It's in my parents' house. I got to get it.
We got to find Kickback. That'd be great. Have he been redone recently?
I don't know if he. I know they redid the Insecticons, but I don't think they look like they did.
Ugh. A new Transformer Kickback done like a Marvel Legend or a G.I. Joe.
Woo.
Well, there we go.
And my problem is all the stuff they're doing now with Transformers. They just seem to be rehashing. There's like the 95th iteration of Optimus Prime or Bumblebee.
Yeah,
or
give
Megatron.
us give us more people. We need more.
We need stop remaking. Like I don't need 17 different versions of Optimus Prime. I don't.
We need more of the different ones, more variety. Oh man, but well. It was a great ramble, Eddie. Subscribe,
it was
5-star
until this
rating,
part.
positive text review, but now here, the contractual.
Okay. Skeletor. We were talking about our favorite Transformers and down memory lane. I don't know what toys you grew up with up there on Eternia. But do you have a fond memory of one of those?
Eddie, that's a wonderful question, and I'm glad that you've asked me that. The big S after dark, baby. To see her, I think it was I have a kid sister, who I was never really into toys or being a loser like that. I was always a winner. I was always a man's man. But my kid sister was into toys, and I guess if I had to pick, there was one of hers that was named Buxom Betty, very big hit in Eternia, and I think what made her so special was it was like it was a little girl, well, not a little girl, she was a woman, Buxom Betty, and you could fuck her. And so I would fuck her. And I don't think my sister even realized you could fuck it, but I fucked it. I fucked it all the time. Taught it a lot of, and because the fuckability of Buxom Betty is what actually kind of killed it in the marketplace, because these softies here in Eternia couldn't handle that, so they had them all recalled. Do you believe that? They buried them all in a goddamn landfill. Every Buxom Betty. But you know what, Eddie? Guess what? I found the landfill, and I dig them up, and I fuck them, and I bury them again every Saturday. And I bet you're probably wondering, oh, God, my goodness, what kind of a landfill? Where would there be a landfill big enough to hold, that many dolls? Go ahead. I know you're wondering, Eddie. You can ask. Come on.
Where?
He-Man's mother's pussy! Because it's so big. You can hold a bunch of little fuck dolls there.
Cinesnob, Cody, please.
Yeah, please.
Let's get the Cinesnob podcast. Give that a follow. Eddie, Jesus, working all the fine. How do we think it's ever going to be different?
I don't know.
Where can all the fine
Maybe
folk find
maybe if we get enough positive text reviews, a certain number, maybe that'll give us enough negotiating
Maybe.
power with Ramble
We can walk
Corporate
away.
to.
Oh, man.
Anyway, 5 days a week, patreon.com, The Ralph Report. Tuesdays, Fridays, Ramble Radio. Wednesdays, Ramble Proper. Also on Friday, Not Today with Jen Sturger.
I like it.
She had wonderful nipples. Just those big, pointy eraser nipples that the big ass likes.
You can find me in the same Ramble locales. You can find Eddie and Cody. I'm also streaming games, retro games, kicking Twitch most nights at Retro Rocha, and just my name on YouTube. So subscribe, follow us on all of our things. Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow for a regular Ramble. We love you all.
Yes.
Stay safe out there. Until next time, thank you for listening to the Ramble, a Geek's Guide to Pop Culture, our supplement, Ramble Radio. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.